Man, I have parts laying everywhere in this house. I got a heat press over there in the kitchen. I have a laser engraver over here on my desk. I got a bunch of parts, well, not a bunch, but a really cool part coming for the work truck, and I have some major announcements for you. Oh, hey, welcome back to another episode. My name is Austin, and this is Harold's Heavy Duty. In today's episode, I have a little bit to catch you guys up on. It's been a little bit silent, but I wanted to make sure I come prepared to this next video. As you may know, I explore different side hustles, and last year we were exploring doing landscape deliveries with my 7x14 trailer. We were also experimenting with renting it out, which didn't go as well as I wanted it to. It did rent out, but the landscape deliveries and the rock sales did phenomenal. Well, last episode, I told you we let that thing go, and so we got a little cash in our pockets. I got a little cash happy, and I bought a couple things. One of those things was a heat press for hats to be able to put leather patches on hats like this. And to go along with that, I bought, and I told you about this last episode, I bought this laser engraver. It's pretty cool. I'll have to show you how it works. I did in the last video, but anyways, if you want to see it, go into the last video. And so it engraves things. It can engrave tons of different materials, and in fact, I actually engraved this leather patch on this hat. So this gives me the ability to put people's logos or just fun patches on leather or leatherette and then onto hats. I've made a ton of different hats. Liberty or Death, AR-15, Second Amendment, Say When, Slow is Smooth, Smooth is Fast, and 44 brand. All of those patches I made with that engraver that's actually behind the camera, and I pressed on to these hats, which I really like and I think are very fun. And yes, I have made some money. So this side hustle is one of two that I want to talk about today, because as you know, last summer I started experimenting with tinting, and that's been going pretty well too. I have an update on that, but we will focus on the leather patch hats first. And apparel. I can actually put it on apparel too. So if you didn't know, now you know, Facebook Marketplace is a really, really, really good place to market your products. Sometimes you can get away with marketing services, but you'll have to watch some of my other videos on how to go around that kind of like loophole. So here's the deal. I have made, or rebranded rather, the Harold's Terrific Tees, and I've turned it into what I call the 44 brand, and that's 40 with the number 4 brand.com. Actually, on my website, I have made it available for people to choose these patches. You can choose and buy all the things I just showed you, but I have made it available for customization. So people can put their brand on here and I can make them custom hats, number one. Number two, I've made Facebook listings for custom branded hats. Number three, I've created Etsy listings for custom branded hats and just the other ones that I showed you as well. So let's talk about this side hustle for a second, because we dumped 7K, we'll call it, into this new side hustle that we had profited from last year on the trailer. So now we need, hopefully, and we're going to, hopefully, God willing, to not only make our 7 grand back in this year, but make a better return than 60%, which is what we made on the trailer roughly in 1 year. So that's where we're at. And I have 3 sources. I have one product, well, multiple products, one custom product, along with some wallets and things that I do giveaways with, which, by the way, I will talk about in just 1 second, because it's a really good tool that you can use to market your brand. But anyways, the goal here, long story short, is to make a 60% return on our investment, which means not only are we going to make the initial money back, but also 60% on top of that. That's what I mean when I'm saying that. And so that's where we're at. And so I want to talk about this real quick. We've already made a little bit of money. Now, granted, in the beginning, I had to learn this laser engraver, and I had to buy some products just to burn, ha ha ha. because I knew it was going to be a little bit of a learning curve for the software, for the laser engraving settings. And so I've dialed it in for the most part, and I've started offering services from the laser engraver. And so here's kind of what we have made within the last 30 days. And this is like the last 30 days, meaning I opened the box, I did all my testing, and I started offering things. So here's kind of where we're at. And you can see the first thing I ever sold was some hats to Apex Window Solution. Can you guess where these came from? If you guessed Facebook Marketplace, you were correct. Lo-Fi Barber, it was a word of mouth. I know him. Apex Window Solutions loved his hat so much that he came back for more. So again, from Facebook Marketplace. Big Red Barbecue, I just went up and talked to them. I was hungry one day. They had a new barbecue truck, and I was like, hey, I do this. You guys want some custom branded hats? And sure enough, he did. And then Refined Chiropractic out in Parker, they got a whiff of what I was doing, and they're like, hey, we want some hats too. So I actually went to them, and I wanted to give away just a free t-shirt or something, or a free hat to them, and they were like, nah, we'll use your services and we'll pay you. I was like, okay, you don't have to, but I just wanted to give them something away for free, which brings me to a really good point. Doing a little bit of a giveaway. Now, you can't really do this with like the trailers. You can't really give it out for free, or rock deliveries or something. But if you're in a situation like mine, where you're creating like products that don't cost an arm and a leg, you can do little giveaways. And if you give something away, my experience is that it comes back tenfold to use, which is, it's really amazing. But anyhow, so that's kind of where we're at with our jobs from the last 30 days, really just a couple weeks, of the laser engraver. Then, as you know, I've been doing a little tinting on the side. I did some tint with a buddy of mine, and he paid me from his total. There was no expenses because he just gave me a flat rate. Oops, I need to delete that because I just realized it was redundant. So anyways, here we are. We are 1 month in, and we've made about $1,000. Our expenses are 100. We've profited 19. I don't know if you remember last year, but when I was doing the rock deliveries, there was a couple of maybe $2,000 months. And mind you, I'm only doing this on my free time. This is not a full-time gig. I was doing rock deliveries on Saturdays and Sundays sometimes. So this isn't a full-time thing, although it could be a full-time thing. I'm just doing it in my free time and for fun, both with the trailers and the tint and with the clothing / engraving brand. So we're at $1,000 in less than 30 days. Now let's talk expenses and business startups. So we're dealing with two businesses right now that I have used the money from the trailers to invest into. One, it's the laser engraver, which was really expensive. And two, it's the tint materials and tools. Other than that, I was going to get a plotter, but I'm going to save the money and I'm going to get it down the road because I want to practice doing manual cuts, and I can still earn money doing tinting without the plotter. Without an engraver, I can't earn that money in that industry. But here's where we're at as far as expenses and startup costs, and this is what we're trying to make within a year, and we'll make more. This is what we're trying to make back in a year plus some. So with the, let's start here. With the laser engraver, long story short, we're in it about $7,000 with all the supplies and all the stuff. The tint expenses, we're in it about $2,200. And if you remember, I just showed you that I already made $360 from it. That's going to be made back pretty quickly. I have a plan, Facebook Marketplace, Google business profiles on Google for both of these things, and if we have to run an ad, we will. But I'm like old school. I want to get these things out in the world via word of mouth, via talking to people, via giving things away, little trinkets here and there with the laser engraver for free. And so if we can do it that way, we're going to do it that way. And so in summary, here's where we're at. We took the profits from the trailer last year and A month ago, we reinvested these profits into two different things. One, tinting supplies in a tint business. Two, a laser engraver and a laser engraving / custom apparel business. And those two totals basically add up to about $9,000. I put a little bit more in than what we actually got in profit, but I'm okay with that. And if I have to sell this laser engraver at some point, I will make a lot of my money back because it's brand new. So in the next year, we want to make that $9,000 back plus another 60%, which would be like another $5,000. Can we make $14,000 in 1 year off of tinting and off of laser engraving? Well, I think we can if we really, really want to. And it would be a great little side hustle to display and to show you guys what it's capable of. Numbers wise, I think it's going to be easier making profit with the tint because it's more high ticket sales. I think we'll have to push a lot more products with the laser engraving and like the apparel business, but that's okay too because I have a plan for that. And I want to tell you about this because it might help you in your business. And I just kind of touched on it a while back, but doing some sort of giveaway. If you don't know already, you should go find out by watching my shorts. And if you do watch my shorts or you've seen the Instagram, I've been doing a giveaway where I hide wallets, I hide hats, I hide $20 here and there around town. And boy, these videos are blowing up. It's a great free, well, dare I say free, it is a write-off. It's a great tool for you to utilize for exposure. And so long-term, the plan would be maybe to work with brands or to just help out my local community by doing giveaways and like hiding stuff in businesses and branding or partnering with those businesses to do some sort of branding. So I'm using Facebook Marketplace as my primary tool for advertisements. I might spend money and do some like boosted posts. And my second advertising platform, money-making platform, is Etsy for these hats and different little apparel things, which I think could be really good. We will see. I just did my Etsy store like a day ago. I haven't had a sale, but I'm not expecting one in 24 hours. I don't know. Maybe that's normal, maybe that's not, but we'll see what happens. It's just a good tool to utilize for potential sales too. I will possibly do some ads with the brand, the 44 brand, but we will see about that. Definitely do some ads with the tint. And I will also be creating, well, I already have created Google profiles for both so that people can see, especially, most importantly, with the window tint. I've created a Google profile because I want people, super important, to see my business on Google and on Google Maps. You can also do it on Apple Maps as well, but I haven't done that with any of my businesses. Maybe it's something we try. And that's just a free tool that you don't have to. You can spend on it if you want to, but you don't have to run Google Ads if you create a Google profile, which I've talked about in the Discord, link in the description if you want to join our Discord. I've talked about that a little bit. It's a great tool, free tool that you can use to get yourself on maps and get yourself on Google. This way, if somebody types window tinting in Parker, there's going to be probably multiple businesses that come up, but my business will come up too. And if I can get a bunch of reviews, then it's just going to show up even closer to the top. So Google profiles, Facebook Marketplace, Etsy, and word of mouth. Those are the four main free tools that we're going to use this year to try and make our money back, all of our money back plus some, within the next year with these new side hustles. And that's where we are at.